Scenic view of downtown Traverse City. We are at the Traverse City Curling Club for the 2024 USA Curling Mixed Doubles National Championship. 16 teams vying for the right to represent the United States at the 2024 Mixed Doubles World Championships in Östersund, Sweden. Here we look at the standings for Pool B. Geving and Schuster pacing the field at 4-1. Anderson, Stopera, Anderson, Richardson, Bear, Oldenburg, and Hamilton all at 3-2. Podol, Perry, and Weldon, Franey at 2-3. And Burr at 0-5. Feature matchup tonight, Sarah Anderson and Andrew Stopera will be taking on Sean Franey and BriAnna Weldon. Tyler George here with 2010 Olympian Jason Smith for this evening. Jason, haven't seen Team Weldon Franey in the feature sheet as of yet. Tell me what you know about this squad.
So actually, BriAnna, I went and helped her club team this summer. Went and had a little coaching clinic with them for a weekend, and her and her teammates are fantastic, and they've been playing well this week. She's made a lot of great shots. I've watched a few of their games just to get some information on the sheet that we may be playing on the next game. So they're playing really well.
Yeah, that team is an eyelash away from being in that set 3-2, extra and loss, I believe. But still in the competition, not eliminated as of yet. Probably have to win their last two with all these teams at 3-2. But really good showing for this squad that many people might not be that familiar with in the mixed doubles scene.
Yeah, we're getting down to that time where it's the nitty-gritty, where there's a ton of teams still in contention. So every game is big for everybody out here on the ice today.
Obviously, on the flip side, with Sarah Anderson and Andrew Stopera in that bunch of teams at 3-2. Not desperate for a win, but anybody that drops down to that third loss from that group is going to be playing up against it, because some of those teams are going to have to win with the matchups that we have and some of the 3-2 teams playing against each other.
Yeah, exactly. And when you get down to when you get a big group of people, then that LSD comes into play. It's not necessarily head-to-head all the time. It's how well you threw that draw pregame.
Weldon and Franey with hammer in the first by virtue of winning the last shot draw. So Sarah Anderson will start things off.
Line's good.
Out-turn, come-around draw.
Line's fine. Line's fine.
Andrew Stopera just valeting this one in. Looks like that'll be perfectly frozen on that rock in the back of the fours. Great start for Sarah. Always good to make the first one, Smitty, not just for your setup, but in the first end feeling good about having a read on the ice and having your weight down.
Yeah. That, as we all know, that first shot is so important in mixed doubles. When you can come out and make it in the first end, it kind of sets the tone for the game and gets you rolling in the right direction.
Here is BriAnna Weldon following on that out-turn side. Franey on the sweep.
Kind of out there, Sean.
This team qualified for the mixed doubles championship
Go ahead for curl.
by virtue of their finish in the Southern Mixed Doubles qualifier. On the flip side for Anderson and Stopera qualifying as last year's national runner-up in the Mixed Doubles Championship.
Yeah, them being the national runner-up got me a chance to play for my spot here in Colorado early in the year, which we were thankful to win that game.
And Smitty, we've seen in about half the games this week, and we definitely saw it in the previous two games on this sheet, that the speed going away in the odd ends is faster by close to a half second than what we saw going back the opposite direction in the even ends towards the glass.
Yeah, it's like half to 3/4 of a second, a little bit quicker. And you got to stay on top of it. That could be the difference between tapping and being frozen is, communication and knowing that as a team.
We've seen any number of misses in the second end, especially in these games, short coming back the opposite direction. Always interesting to see which team picks up on that first and how much of an impact it has, especially early in the game.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's
Straight.
You got to stay all game long. You know, even
Line's
with
pretty
the
good, Sean.
odd and even ends, but it's the ice changes even after the fourth end break. So you just got to be communicating and make sure you know what the speed is for every rock you throw.
Nice shot there from Franey, right down to the top of the button. Great position.
If I'm just lined up dead like top 8, it's pretty good too.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a long shot guess tonight, Tyler. We're going to see a lot of draws to the 4-foot.
Change of pace for the mixed doubles game with that. So many corner guards and come-arounds and angle runs and things like that. But tonight, you know what? Just for you all at home, we're going to focus on the center of the sheet.
It's the center of the
sheet.
sheet.
The soft game to the 4-foot.
Wait's close.
Ice has curled a little more today. We're getting a little bit more finish on rocks.
Wait,
We talked about them sanding the rocks the other day. I think they changed the nip up today, and we're getting just a hair more finish on the rocks today. Ice is playing fantastic, as it always is, but just a hair better today.
Touch. A little bit more. A little bit more. Yep.
It did seem as though, Jason, that with that little bit more curl,
Like that?
you're able to carve rocks more and get them to finish with sweeping, not just with them running on their own, but really turning rocks over late in shots, especially with soft weight.
Yeah, you can see these teams, when they need to, they'll wait till that rock starts to take that bend, and they'll start carving them in, either by blading, which we talked about, or by sweeping them to make them go a little bit further. But they're diving in there real nice right now, so it makes this game even more interesting.
Sean Franey's second of this first inning.
83. Close. Straight. Hard straight. Hard straight. Hard, Sean.
Definite positive ad from Sean, but didn't get it out wide enough. And to your point, Smitty, that definitely turned over pretty hard.
Yeah, I got a little tight on that one. Didn't look like he gave it a good spin in the outward direction, so just wrecked that guard.
Yeah, it was at the L.
Not necessarily a bad thing, though, when they have the hammer.
So we were here for that.
That yellow rock's still in a good position for Weldon and Franey. Stopera playing the out turn.
Tight.
Okay,
Just
line's
throwing
okay.
it to a guard.
Halfway tight.
Whoa.
Halfway.
Whoa. Straight side.
These aren't easy to throw. This ice is so fast already, you feel like you're crawling out of the hack. These guards are extremely difficult. You feel like you're throwing it about halfway down the sheet, and they're gliding all the way tight to the rings.
Close. Whoa.
Yeah, the ones where we would say, I don't want to slide too good right now.
Yeah.
The cleaner I slide, better chance I have of just shooting this
why
one
don't
through
you
the
just
rings.
throw?
Have a little extra drag on
Just
this slide,
straight.
just to
So
make
this
sure
is
I'm
high,
going slow enough.
but nose is pretty
Oh,
good.
no, that was too clean. Oh, we're in
So
trouble.
that?
Yep.
Great spot.
So this will be a run back, or at least try to open things up for Franey. So nose, just off nose, both good. And a little high to double peel, also good here.
He's been throwing these well all week. He's done a ton of run backs in the games I've
Yep.
watched, and he's been throwing them amazing, so I wouldn't be shocked if this is made.
Yeah, it looked like he squared that one up a little bit, but the line looks great.
Like
Really
I said,
good
there
shot.
it is.
Really unfortunate, though, with where those rocks ended up. Spread those two red rocks out in the back of the 4-foot, so now you can hit it and go right between them. A great throw and an unlucky result.
10-5.
You can throw whatever
It's
you
turning
want.
into more of a regular end of curling with the way the rocks are set up. Wide open middle and throwing hits down the center line, which you don't see much
That hurt
of.
a little bit, but he slid wide and he hooked it
If they
back.
hit this on the nose, it's going to be a really tough score
Intern makes sense, right?
Yeah, I like the end.
Intern.
for Weldon and Franey. I believe that top red is
move a tiny
biting,
bit, but
too,
nothing
so it would
crazy.
be against 4.
This is a
I
pretty
can't
weight
imagine
sensitive
it's
shot
not
too.
know
You
what
can't
it
throw
came
it too
from
soft so it catches that curl, but you got to throw it hard enough so it
Nose is really good.
runs a little straight, maybe a little finish at the end.
You got it.
Sarah Anderson throwing final stone for her team in this first end. She's looking for either nose hit or roll a little either direction, long as it doesn't jam.
Close. Yep. Yep.
This is turning early. Stopera trying to hold the line. Getting close to the guard, but looks good now. And nice sweep. Well done.
That's a fantastic shot. Puts Weldon and Franey in a tough position to even score here.
I don't think they
Even
can
if it's a little
score.
high, you get a double off.
But if I make it, they still get 2.
There is a
fine.
chance, I suppose, if you make
Like,
the
what are your other
double
options
and
right now?
catch it a little thick on that rock, it could touch the third one, but awfully
You like a
risky to
9?
play it
Yeah.
anywhere but just off nose to try to clear 2 and stick around.
Yeah, I think this shot is your purpose here is to give them 1.
Yeah.
And not any more than 1 anyway.
That would be an accomplishment for sure. This is a difficult shot
Like a
just to
touch
give
high?
them 1.
Huh?
A touch high.
Touch high is really good.
I mean, if we get 2, that'd be nice.
Yeah. If you want, you can throw the out turn and
No, I don't
come
wanna
across
throw
the
the
face,
out
or
turn.
you can throw the in turn. Whatever you like.
I think I like the in-turn here, Smitty,
What's
just
the
because
line
of
for
where
the
you need to
in-turn?
hit that stone.
In
I don't
turn,
want it to have to get off the
I think for
guard
a 9, you're
in order to
looking right
make
at
it.
the
I'd rather
middle.
have it be through the hole first.
Yeah,
Inside
very
of the
true. And
middle.
she just saw it too, so she kind of got to see a line on it and get
Yeah.
a pretty good idea how the rock's going to run.
Very important final stone here in this first end of play for BriAnna Weldon.
Yes.
Don't need to fire it, just need to hit the right spot. This is on a tighter
Yep,
line
son.
than Sarah's.
Bad.
Does wreck the guard, and that will be a steal of 3 for Anderson and Stopera in the first end. They lead 3-0.
Plenty of weight.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's not a great.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient.
Nice shot, by the way.
Okay.
Steal of 3 for Anderson and Stopera in this feature matchup on sheet C, leading 3-0 after 1. Tyler George here with 2010 Olympian Jason Smith. And Smitty, this is a great weekend for curling fans. If you got multiple screens going, you're definitely watching our action here on the big screen, obviously.
Yep.
But
And the 3 other sheets.
Yep, and the other 3 sheets. So maybe you need a 5th screen.
You need a 5th screen
for that little tournament they have going on up north of the border.
Yep.
I can't remember the name of it
the
now.
Breer?
Something along those lines.
Briar.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Canadian
That's
Men's Nationals.
Yeah. Decent teams there.
So I just kick slow.
There'll be a couple good ones. Yeah. And there, that first stone again of the second end, stopping in the top of the 8-foot.
What was your line here?
Shorter than they
What
would
was
have
your line
liked,
here?
going back towards the glass. Not surprised by that result at all.
Yeah, sometimes can work as an extra guard, which could be good or bad in this scenario without them having the hammer. I would assume with a 3-point lead, they'd want to be, on that back one or at least shot rock at this point. But we'll see how the end plays out.
BriAnna Weldon throwing the in-turn draw.
Good.
Okay, 87.
Coming around that rock in the top of the 8-foot, ideal. Corner freezing up to it, not bad either. This one really needs to go
straight.
too. Starting to turn over now. Like to just nestle up to it, not bounce off. Pretty good shot there. Nicely done by BriAnna.
Maybe a few inches heavy, but definitely not bad at all. Line's pretty good.
So Stopera following down on that same in-turn path. Like to get to nose if possible, at least.
Yep.
This one turning
Yes,
early.
line. Yes, line.
Really needs to
We're on the
go.
guard.
We're real late.
Yeah, and that's again the short miss coming
Yep,
back this direction.
Yep, get some separation.
That's going to stagger too. That's worst case scenario for Anderson and Stopera.
Yeah, Weldon Franey can put the pressure on here if they happen to get another one in there at this point.
How was my weight?
It's good.
One in the swear jar for
I had
Andrew there. Early start for him.
87.
Okay, well, I mean,
And I was just, it holds on that good stuff.
yeah.
So I can give you what I was giving you in practice.
For our feature
Yeah,
games,
like that
Todd
5
Burr
by
still
10?
pacing the field in that
Were you at the
category.
U?
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Players have been pretty good overall. I mean, when the first place person in this competition is at 3, then that's very well behaved.
Seems a little hot.
I think I'm shut out. I don't think I've given any out there.
I don't think I've caught one from you.
What happened to me?
fine.
I guess in my older age, I've cleaned it up a little bit.
Matured.
Gotta go
Yeah.
straight, Sean. Straight for the back red.
At least on the ice. I can confirm to everyone
Little
off
bit
the
more.
ice, same Smitty,
Off
just
the,
as we love him.
off the ice, yes, is same old, but
Leave it
on the
there.
ice, I'm being a good teammate. That's what
There
I
you
like
go.
to say.
I think I'd feel uncomfortable
this again.
swearing in front of Kim anyways.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm
Or
sorry.
Bill. Bill's such a nice guy, right?
That's true.
And I have no reason to swear other than that myself because Kim just makes everything.
Like that shot she made today for the win, the shot of the week, without question.
Never a doubt. She's amazing.
Is this
I
your
mean,
RSP
she
here?
kicked out and threw that absolutely perfect. I would have been shaking and slid narrow or wide and tried to fix it, and she slid right down the stick and absolutely threw it perfect and made a great one.
I just kind of had to after that honey you threw on your last there.
Yeah, and she only had to throw that because of my mistake on my previous one. So yes, and I apologized over and over again after I threw that, but thankfully she made up for it.
Well, she could
Got us
thank
to the
you
playoffs.
for giving her that dramatic moment.
Yes.
So that draw from Franey comes up short on the intern side and corners. Now Stopera playing the opposite side, and this one looks short too.
We're on the red. Roll off, roll off, roll off.
Probably
Go,
would have
go,
been full 8 if it doesn't wreck, but now staggered on both sides.
We may have to time one of these. Maybe the ice is a hair slower tonight and they're not picking up on it.
Yeah, at least coming this direction, we're seeing it slower than going down once
I
again.
can try it one more time.
Normally 15-3 would
Yeah.
make them do this.
And then really now, Jason, if Weldon and Franey can wrap one around into the top of the 4-foot, those angles are terrible for Stopera and Anderson.
I'm just
They are,
gonna go
yeah,
with
with
totally different.
staggered guards and staggered rocks in the top of the house.
I mean,
Weldon
not
Franey are in a good position here to get multiple points.
You like this call?
I'm okay with this, yeah.
Okay.
If I'm on our yellow, the top one, it's also not terrible.
Okay. $93.
Sean throwing the in-turn. Same
Straight.
path, just played, so probably should feel pretty comfortable with the speed now. This
Keep
one's
going,
got to
Sean.
go, too.
Yep.
A lot of sweeping from Sean on his own stones this end.
We'll be on the top yellow. Yep.
I'd like to bounce this if they can,
Whoa.
but that one's just going to nestle into that same pile. And we'll definitely keep an eye on the first few shots of the third end to see how many of them go screaming down the sheet, trying to throw the same speed as they're playing coming back.
Yeah, it seems to be the tendency, right? You throw a few short at the previous end, I'm going to make sure I get there. And sometimes that can come back and bite you, and you fire one back 8 or back 12.
Get there,
Especially
again.
with that speed being faster going away. You make that adjustment, and all of a sudden it's deep, and you're scratching your head. So Stopera with a chance to get his squad out of jail. If he can make this out-turn come around.
Definitely not easy, though. He's got to be pretty tight to that top 8 red rock.
A little little bit of an outward pop there from Stopera, looked like, huh?
Yeah, with that ice curling more the way it is today, I think that's you're okay. But again, these could still run a hair too if you get them too far wide.
Yeah, this is still gliding. That's going to be another opportunity now for Weldon and Franey to come in.
Yellow, you're only
Both teams have had multiple
That's enough.
opportunities to take that position.
If I
Yeah, it's
clip
a
the
race
red,
to the
that's
forefoot
fine.
at this
How
point.
much
Weldon
weight?
and Franey have 2 in there already, but they've been
Woo!
trying to get the third one, and Stopera and Anderson have been trying to get 1 in there. So
Is that the broom you want?
looks like they're going to throw a hit at this one, this top yellow one.
Yep.
Well, that's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked at this call. I think that's
They may sit 3 after making it, but that same draw will still
Whoa,
be available
whoa,
for Anderson.
Girl. Oh,
Ooh, and moves that over and makes that draw easier on the intern side. So that's
Yeah.
a worst case scenario
my
shot.
first on the end was
Top 8 one.
the top 5, so I was here, so maybe like I was here.
Okay. Yep. Hey, good.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what their plan was with that one. I think we both saw that we thought they'd be drawn around to that forefoot again, but they chose to play that hit, so they had different intentions than what we were thinking up here.
Right.
You know the speed. I can't imagine it's that different.
Yeah, I think it's going to be similar to my first. I'll just
Yeah.
try to give you
Yep.
a better kick.
Like it.
Very important intern draw here for Sarah Anderson. Even just a freeze and sitting second would be a very good result right now, but could get shot. Final stone for her team for this end.
Touch of an ad.
I feel like I need to go.
Okay. Always straight. Hard.
See if Stopera can carry this
Line's
one all the
good.
way down.
Room. Curl. Curl.
Line looks really good.
That really needs to finish now.
Come on, Andrew.
Starting
Go,
to
go, go,
curl.
Andrew. Go.
Ends up short. Yellow still sitting 2,
Let's
and there's
see,
a draw
let's see.
to the side of the forefoot for 3. Plenty of room to get third count, too.
Yeah, don't have to get too close to that red rock
Go a
that's in the
little
top
further
8.
out than
Just
I still think
get out
it's
there and let it
I can work
swing
it.
in there to, looks like half in the forefoot,
Yep.
maybe a little thicker than half.
So I think I'm aiming
Yeah,
at
really important
C
to
and
talk
W.
about the speed on this shot,
I
on
like
this
it.
path now,
80?
too.
80.
Not one that BriAnna's played.
Yeah, when you get a little further out, Kim and I always talk about we want to give it about 3 or 4 feet more, just because it's a little bit fresh ice out there. We'll grab just a hair more, but it's still quick. You don't want to overthrow it, but just a few feet more just to make sure you get it there.
Out-turn draw to the forefoot for BriAnna
Four
Weldon,
yards.
final stone for her team.
Line's really good.
Plenty of line to start out with. Shouldn't have any trouble with the
Needs
guards.
to work a little bit. Keep
Probably
going,
needs to
Sean.
curl some.
Line's
Not
really
sweeping
good.
too hard at this one. Must be
Speed
close.
looks pretty good. Actually, don't know if you need to sweep any more there.
Great
But
sweep.
really nicely done. Nice shot by Weldon, and that is 3 to tie this game up. 3-3 after 2 ends. And let's tell you about Steve's Curling Supplies, America's #1 curling equipment for
90 for reference.
supplier for over 50 years, is proud to support USA Curling. No matter your skill level or budget, they have all of the top products from the most popular brands in the sport. Right now, you can save $10 on any purchase of $100 or more when you use the code USACurling10 at checkout. Visit them at stevescurling.com for all your curling needs. threes traded in the first two ends of this feature matchup. Sarah Anderson, Andrew Stopera getting theirs in the first. BriAnna Weldon and Sean Franey answering with one of their own in the second. So we are tied at 3.
76.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good way to fire back after giving up 3 in the
Might
first.
be okay.
Great for them to come back
Mine's
and get a
fine,
3 of
he's
their
the
own
girl.
and even this matchup back up.
And Smitty, that 10% discount off of a $100 purchase for Steve's Curling Supplies. I've been told that if you show up to
Mine's
Craig's
really
door,
good.
he'll take an extra 80% off
Wow, what a deal.
of whatever you purchase, up to $10,000.
Jeez, I'm going to have to change my flight.
Unbelievable deal.
Craig is such a nice guy. He's
a man of the people for the curling world.
He is. He's just trying to grow the game.
You can stay in his basement for 3 or 4 weeks along with that purchase.
He'll have snacks, hors d'oeuvres, whatever you want. Whatever you want, he's got there.
Yeah, there's a nightly improv show that he puts on in his basement.
Wow.
Yep.
I curled with him for a number of years, and I didn't even know that.
Close.
T-line back 4.
Curl.
You will not see Lynn at any point during this. She has
She
no
will-
interest in being a part
She
of
will
it.
not be there. She's not involved in any of these shenanigans. It's all Craig.
Good shot.
Hi, Craig. How you doing?
Yeah.
Congratulations on all the business you're about to do. A couple nice draws to start this third end.
Intern.
Both
just
teams
raise on
getting
theirs.
their lead stone into the 4 foot.
So if we can wait on the sweep, I think that's good.
Yeah.
And we will see that battle for position between these two teams.
Yeah.
The R or the U?
The U.
Yeah, these could be the great ends where teams are kind of making all their draws, and you wait for one shot to kind of mix up the angles a little bit, and it can spin either way.
This
You can
one's
try
still gliding
curling
for Franey, hoping that it's going to turn over, but again, that line in particular, Jason, is probably the fastest on the sheet, going away on the intern side. And that goes all the way through.
Yeah, very quick. That's one thing you see with this championship ice. If you tend to overthrow something, it just does not have that big hook that you'll see with the top 4 T-line weight draws.
Stopera playing the out turn opposite
A
side.
little more than yours.
Close.
Back 8.
Okay. Close. Yep.
This one a little
Clean. Oh.
tighter to the center line, should curl plenty.
Curl. 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 Curl.
Hard on the red, on the yellow.
Nice.
Nice bump there, good position for
Nice unlock. That was good.
Stopera and Anderson.
Doesn't it seem nicer this way?
Yeah, that's a great rock. This shot for Weldon and Franey is a big one for them as well. This could be an end changer if they don't make it, or an end changer if they do make
Touching
it.
back there.
Yeah.
See if Franey can make the adjustment from his first stone.
95.
Intern side, definitely a little positive release on that one.
Straight. Line's okay.
Love this to
Curl.
settle in right on top of that number 1 counter. It's going to bounce off the red and see where it goes. Pretty good spot. If that had gotten around, you might see a run
Let's try to get
from
it inside of
Stopera and Anderson. So maybe best case scenario there.
Cross it, though, although
Yeah,
if
that's a
it
great spot for that yellow rock. That one's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
not going to be
Yeah.
removed on this play, so you're
Yeah,
going
even if I
to
just
be able to
tap
use
it like a
that
half rock,
later.
Or just get shot, I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Stopera just wants to move it like a half rock, they said, just enough to get shot. Playing on the same side of the sheet. Oh no, the ticker on the bottom is ruining the discount.
Craig must have called in.
Close.
Maybe a foot or 2 less.
Close.
All there for
We
weight.
got some
Okay. Close.
curmudgeons in the
Back 4,
curling
back 8.
stadium booth back
That's
here,
okay.
Pretty big
killing
bump.
our
Close.
discount
Yep.
offer.
Yep.
We'll come up with another one for
Yes,
next
fine.
game.
Yeah.
Clean.
Maybe next end. You never know.
This is tapping a little more than what they wanted, but really good angle. Good shot from Stopera.
But with down.
Back 4.
I don't even think they need to throw back 4. Even just tapping this forward a little bit is a fantastic result for them.
We should note, too, that that statistic was false from the curling stadium crew. It was an additional 80% off, not just 80.
So what I can see here.
Yep.
And
So
just
that one
chisel
still
it in a little
stands,
bit.
obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That one's good.
Intern side for Sean Franey, trying to chip his own yellow stone. There's one in the jar for Sean. He's on the board.
Yeah, I know.
This is way on the wide side.
It's okay. Try to move this now.
Just wondering if, like,
So now, Smitty, it's a matter of where you can
like I probably want to get
bump these two to improve your
Yeah.
position.
I
We'll
just,
listen in and
like-
see what they're thinking.
I was drifting on the slide.
I guess if we draw here, it's a pocket. No matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah, then they just do
I think we
this.
play the same shot.
Same shot.
Try to get
Get
as close to nose,
close to nose,
on this
yeah.
one, I
Too
think.
bad shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like a hair more weight then, or the same?
Maybe a foot more.
So I think they're thinking they want to move these enough to make room for another counter. You got to be careful not to bump this so that the counter on the back of the button spills off and lines up something where they could slash the yellow in to lose both of those. Right now it's just moving one stone out.
Yeah, I think in Andrew's mind here, he's trying to throw a very similar weight. You know, I know you heard Sarah say maybe a foot more, but you don't want to overthrow and
Yeah,
give
I
a couple
don't-
feet more where you change those angles up and make it easier for Weldon and Franey to get in there.
Curl. Curl. Curl.
Trying to get it to curl enough.
Okay. not
Lined
bad.
up pretty good. I think that's a pretty good result.
Not bad.
Hack!
Okay.
This isn't perfect.
No text from Craig as of yet, so I assume that means that the deal is on.
You might be able
Yeah,
You're
I've got
trying to hit
nothing,
it
so
pretty You're trying to hit
he
it
must be
pretty
okay with it.
Yep.
with hack.
You can hold it.
Yes, I can.
So I'm thinking like the USA Curling logo.
Yeah, inside edge of 8. Yeah, I love that. That logo.
Hack is like 30 right now.
40's okay.
40. Okay.
So you heard Hack wait the call. Going to try to chip their own yellow stone. Hope it doesn't spill out when they make it.
Yeah, this is all about where you hit that rock.
Yeah, final stone for BriAnna Weldon and her team.
Curl little.
Line's pretty close.
You got to go straight. Oh, she's real close.
Well, that's a
That's
really
a
good shot.
fantastic shot.
And not sure if they can get enough to get both
Yeah,
those
yeah,
yellows out.
So peel probably right here.
Yeah.
We'll have to look and
Pretty
see
much
what
just
they can see.
Past the guard as you can get it.
Yeah.
It might come off that.
Oh, it's about to either be a really big end for them. or
Yeah,
a
I
really
think
good
maybe
end
they
for
can
us.
get both of those moving.
We could see another 6 here, like the one we saw in last night's game when I was in here.
Yeah, if that shooter catches on the one on the
Punch
side,
that a
there's
little further.
it's not going to drag. So you get close to the guard. This could be there for 6.
How much do you have?
If both those rocks get moving, it's at least 5.
As thick as you can get it. Can't imagine it'll do anything too crazy.
Again, that's what we mentioned, Smitty. It all depends on where this spills to and where you leave them, even if you are able to get shot. So here we go. Buckle up. Sarah Anderson, final stone of the end, trying to make this double for a possible 5 or 6 against 1 point.
Yep.
Line's close.
Shot.
Oh, ends up being looks like 4, we think. We're going to take a look at the other one.
Looks like 4.
Yep, 4 it is.
4 red.
Great
Points
shot
all
there.
around. 7-3 lead now for Anderson and Stopera. And with the third end break, Warm Room Hero is more than just software. They're curlers dedicated to building long-term relationships with your club. Warm Room Hero provides continuous support to ensure your website exceeds your members' expectations. Check out Warm Room Hero today at curling.club. That's Warm Room Hero at curling.club. Spinning around the other sheets in this evening draw, on sheet B, Barron Oldenburg with a 4-1 lead over Geving and Schuster in a must-win game for them. Sheet D, Hamilton leading Podol and Perry 4-1. And sheet E, Burr and Burr with a 3-0 lead over Anderson and Richardson in a spoiler roll. Again, our feature game, Anderson Stopera leading 7-3 over Weldon and Franey. First stone already on the way from Sarah Anderson. Playing the freeze on that stone in the back of the forefoot. Really starting to curl, but a good shot there from Sarah. Nestles in on the button.
If the scoring keeps up for both teams, we'll have to use the next scoreboard on the next sheet.
This is a
It's not running well in there.
it's not a pitcher's duel. Smitty, this just in too. For every software purchase with Warm Room Hero, you get a free visit to your house with a pair of shoes from Craig Brown.
Wow.
With Steve's Curling Supplies.
That Craig is a nice guy.
These promo deals, I can't believe they're giving these things away.
Line's really good. Oh, it's really late.
He's a man of the people, though.
Yeah, what can you say? Does so much for the sport. So Franey's intern draw ends up again coming back on the slower path. Stopping in the top of the 12-foot. Excuse me, Weldon's draw. Franey sweeping.
95.
Okay, sorry.
Stopera already flying out of the hack, trying to pick up the pace for their squad.
Yep, yep.
And sometimes, especially with doubles, Jason, when you play quick like this, you put a little more pressure on your opponent because they feel almost like they need to do the same. And if you're coming out of the hack that fast, they got to get back down and throw.
You do, and also saving your time. You know, sometimes you'll play a whole first half and you think, wow, we played really fast. We have a couple of extra minutes, and all of a sudden you get the 5th, 6th end, and you take a minute to think about a couple shots, and all of a sudden you're short on time. That's one thing about this game is it's always moving, and that clock never stops.
This probably catches the yellow.
Okay.
So after that, rock comes up a little short from Stopera. Double peel attempt by Franey, and I'm not sure that Anderson and Stopera mind this call. You know, if they open this up, make the double peel, then I think you're just going to see Sarah and Andrew start trading hits too.
Yeah, they're okay. Definitely okay with a force of 1 here in this end. Maintain that lead and get the hammer back going into the second half of the game.
You know what? It's a results-based sport.
That's a fact, BriAnna.
For 10-5
It is a results-based.
Sorry, say that again?
I've thrown a lot of ugly rocks that ended up
Yeah.
pretty good in the end.
Center line sounds good.
Not nearly as many really pretty slides.
You know, not every slide can be perfect, but like she said, it's all about results.
Stopera, as we predicted, immediately playing the hit.
Clean. Whoa.
Late's
Curl.
good.
Curl.
Just playing
Hard.
this soft and
Hard.
trying to roll maybe in front of their own.
Got it. Keep going.
Good.
And that's a
Here.
good result there from Andrew.
Yeah, nose is great.
Are you hitting or drawing? Good.
Drawing.
It's just really difficult to set up a big end after playing that double peel because of the way the rocks were set up. It's a wide open hit for Andrew to sit first and third,
I got you.
and where they're positioned plays really well for Anderson Stopera as well.
Yeah, they would need a miss from this point to get multiple points, but the way the end was shaping up,
507.
they're probably okay even just getting a point.
Mine's good. I need.
This looks short as well.
Get it there, yep.
Yeah, that's going to stop short again, coming back towards this glass side. And not comparing the two players, but comparing the slide and the release. You see a little bit of Kevin Cooey in Franey, the way he throws the stone. Just that little shoulder a little lower than the other one, and then that pop release at the end.
Yeah, definitely some similarities. Maybe he modeled his slide after him. Maybe that was who he was watching. Not a bad guy to pick, though. Cooey's made a ton of shots and won some things in his life.
Yeah.
Just enough, right?
Yeah.
This is where I had you for your first, but maybe here.
Yeah.
So out turn, come around draw for Stopera. His final stone of the fourth. Smitty, at all surprised they're playing the out turn here? You like that one more than wrapping on the in turn and then just trying to finish to that line?
I think they're playing it because
Wait if you can.
they have a way to miss in this spot.
Curl,
If they
finally,
end up a
curl
little short, it
finally.
ends up as a guard. They're okay there. If they throw that in turn and they end up short, Weldon and Franey will have a shot to sit two. So I think that's why they chose to play this way, just because there's a couple different options with it. They don't necessarily have to throw it perfect.
Sure. A little more difficult draw, but a better result with a half miss. That's a good spot there.
Like 10.
Good spot. Where?
Yeah, just a hit. No, just the. Yep.
Just kind of think.
Just a hair
Trying
high.
to hit and maybe
That was
4/5 of
good.
this rock that's touching the center line.
I think
It
it's
looked like a
less.
lot of broom. They're tightening it up considerably now. Yeah, about 4/5 to 3/4, and get some separation on those back two stones. The in-turn release looks a lot more like Kevin's than the
Curl.
out-turn one. That pop that slides out of the hand.
Yeah, I think he
Curl.
stumbled a little bit, come out of the hack on that one, and kind of forced it back a hair.
And now sitting 3 for Stopera and Anderson. This game is
That's just random.
turned on its head the last two ends.
Felt pretty clear.
Unfortunate for
At least a
Weldon and Franey. They played such a good second end to get themselves into this game and get that 3.
They did, yeah. They were
First
set
one
up for
over
possibly
curls,
even
touches,
more,
and
and Sarah made a great
same
one
line as yours,
with her
200.
last one to
I think the speed
kind
on
of cut them down a little bit. But a lot of game
quite
left.
as
You know,
good.
you can't get down yet. You just got to keep grinding away and get some points on the board. Weldon and Franey, one of 3 teams from Colorado here this week.
A lot of representation coming from Colorado.
Yeah, they're a growing curling community, especially with the new club Rock Creek out there.
Where?
Yeah, Rock Creek,
Top 12.
Steamboat Springs, all kinds of
Denver Curling Club. Yeah, there's
clubs popping up in the
Pretty
last
on it.
5 to 10 years.
Needs to move. Needs to
Yeah,
curl.
that's a strong curling community out there. We saw it last year at the men's and women's national championships that were hosted in Denver, and they love their curling, and and they show their passion for it.
Good position on the in-turn come around from Sarah Anderson. Now it'll be a tap against 4.
A little
for Weldon and Franey.
rotation to help it cut through that stuff a bit, but
75.
yeah.
I think you want to throw
Like
more than
three-quarter
back
12, I
8
think.
here.
Half 12 is
You're
fine. I
hitting
can hold it.
half to 2/3 to play this tap, and
Yeah,
back 8 won't get that rock there, and the miss is probably a little heavy. You can sweep to catch it thin if you need to.
yeah. The miss definitely here is hitting it a little thinner than the perfect shot, just to kind of cut them down in some points. But I think you're right. I don't think back 8 is enough. They should be probably throwing back 12 space weight to make sure they can get it into that 4 foot.
Yeah, I think space would be the minimum I would throw here as the area behind the back line. So final stone, out turn,
You're
bump
go.
for BriAnna Weldon. Heard 70, so that definitely
Well,
needs to go for weight, especially going this direction.
Hard
This is
line.
over curling too.
Hard line, Sean.
How many will they cut him out of?
Whatever you got.
And it'll be close for the third count, at least 2. It looks like it just is 2. So steal of 2 for Anderson and Stopera, now taking 9-4 lead at the break. And halfway through, it's time for the Broomfitters break. Broomfitters.com is the place for good curling gear and fast shipping on everything curling. For a limited time, take 10% off your first order with the code USA. Visit broomfitters.com. Second half of our feature matchup here. Anderson and Stopera leading Weldon and Franey 9-3. Start of our fifth end. Tyler George with 2010 Olympian Jason Smith.
And 2001 Olympic Trials participant.
2001 Olympic Trials participant with John Schuster.
With John Schuster.
A 9-3 advantage
Yep.
for the red squad. 3-3 after two ends, Smitty, and then another pile of points in the next end, 4 and a steal at 2 to get it to 9-3. And now Sarah making the angle chip on that corner guard to open up the Yellowstone, with the power play being used by Weldon and Franey.
Yeah, it's a perfect shot there by Sarah. Opens up, frees up that one rock that's in the side of the house and makes it difficult for Weldon and Franey to get any more than a deuce here.
Under there?
Yeah.
Edge of 4?
I was going to say middle 8.
Okay, I like that better.
Somewhere between the two is okay.
Yeah. Still the same?
Should be pretty close. Yeah, 80's good.
They're going to draw around that rock that Sarah just chipped into the top of the 12-foot, using it as a guard.
80.
Okay. Close on line.
Feels like a lot.
Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. It's always, I don't know, Sean, it might be straight still. Straight!
Line looks pretty good here.
Freeze it on there.
This will curl a little more as it crosses that center line, so she was probably playing it a little safe.
A really good shot there. Well done by Weldon.
This?
What?
Smitty, I just got an update on the Room Fitters
This is
Oh,
Jackie.
I can't wait to hear this.
offer. That
T-line
10%
trade.
off your first order from them comes from Craig Brown.
Wow.
Yeah, he really wants to move product all over the curling world, whether it's with his own business or somebody else's.
Wow, that Craig Brown is a very nice human.
Yeah. And in the next 20 minutes, you can take an extra 10% off.
T-line.
Also from Craig.
Also from Craig, yeah.
Okay, we're done now, Craig. Don't worry, that's it. But those discounts are valid, obviously. In turn, come around draw for
Bad.
Andrew Stopera, ends up stopping right in the back of the 4-foot.
Yeah.
Now, after those 3 throws,
Yellow, red,
all
yellow.
stones can be removed
straight.
from play again.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we should just keep that side open to play the short
Sometimes
run.
that's hard to remember when you can hit, when you can't. Yeah, I find myself sitting in the hack. Is this one I can hit yet, or do I have to wait?
You were middle 8.
Yeah, that math, that's not something
Yeah.
that we're trying to do while we're curling. Please pay no attention to the ticker on the bottom of the screen.
7-6.
In turn, freeze being played by
You're gonna need to
Franey,
work it over.
trying to get this to turn.
Keep going, it's getting better.
If you're concerned about the
Making a
validity of
difference.
those offers based on the ticker and the message there, just call Craig directly to make sure. So we don't want him to lose out on business because of
we're just
you know,
here to
the
support.
sticker put up by the curling stadium crew.
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was okay.
Not
The next ticker will include his personal phone number. Run back attempt here for Stopera, trying to keep things as open as possible with this 6-point lead. Neither team in any danger on time right now. Both ahead of pace at the break. Stopera firing this one down. Little outward momentum. Just whiskers that yellow and gets one out, but still 2 in the house, so
What do you like, Sean?
maybe a chance to put together a
I'm kind of thinking really nice.
2 or
Top 12.
3 for
Both move together.
Yep.
Weldon and Franey. Rock position can be very important now.
Yeah, definitely a chance here for multiple points for Weldon and Franey to get a little closer on the scoreboard.
Do you like hack?
Huh?
Not like throwing at the hack.
And again, mixed doubles. You know, you can put up points in a hurry. You make a few good shots, and you get some half misses from your opponent. That scoreboard can increase quick.
Well, we don't want to necessarily guard that other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
86.
In-turn draw for
All
Franey.
you. Curling now. Looks like it's
Keeping
running
these
a
rocks
bit.
spread out as much as they can, trying to avoid
No backing.
giving a double. I need this to get to at least even up with the other one. Not too bad. Don't think there's any
I just hit this one.
nuclear triple there.
That's okay.
Seem like a better throw.
We don't really need this
Seems like a
double.
better
Main
throw.
thing is our shooters.
Yeah, a little
You might give it a go, Smitty.
Yeah.
I'd have Kim throw that. Kim is.
There you go.
You know, I would miss it, and Kim would have to make it on her last one.
2 is good,
Right.
and I could nose it. I nose.
I encourage anybody to go back and watch the final shot of the extra end in Jason and Kim's game with Vicky and Danny
I like
Casper,
this.
If I miss it, it's probably
just
3.
to see how great that shot was.
Okay with it, though.
Yeah.
Do I throw it
Yeah.
hard?
Good to
Like,
have
it's a
the
hard shot to
archived
stick
games
and,
on USA Curling's YouTube page.
Because it's like a
You
half
can
rock,
watch at
thin
any
half.
point.
I can just throw it hard.
I'm definitely going to go back and watch it
Just throw it
later.
hard and make
Relive Kim's great shot.
Yep.
And I don't think the best part was I don't think she realizes how tough it was and how great of a shot it was. She kept it pretty simple. Just, I want to hit it here. I'm throwing this weight at it, fire it down and make it.
And for every view that game gets, Craig Brown will donate $5 to Curling Stadium in furtherance of their broadcasts
I
in
feel like
clubs all around the country.
I feel like another disclaimer's coming.
Probably not on that one. Stopera playing Peel, trying to kill 2 stones and maybe roll over towards the other counter.
Nice.
And does get 2 of them out.
You like the same?
Huh? Yeah.
Nice double. Good shot. But you just make the double.
Huh?
You just make the
Just make the double.
I like that.
I think he gave the triple a whirl, but I don't think it was there. I don't think that could have been made.
Yeah, in order to
Okay, that was
clear
really good on your last
both of those
one.
stones,
I
I
like
don't
your
think
last
the
roll.
angle was there regardless of the weight.
You got it, Sean.
But
Unless
still
you buy your shoes from Craig's Curling Supply.
So still an opportunity for a 2 here. Franey playing the in-turn draw. Splitting the house. Difficult uphill battle, though, as Anderson and Stopera still have their power play as well.
Line's good.
No reason to play
No backing.
any real freeze here, just because they'll hit the open stone regardless. And this one will leave a double, though, for Anderson if they choose to play it.
Give it a run.
Because you have to hit it thick, Jason, I don't really see any reason not to give it a try.
You're a foot.
There's not danger in having to catch it really thin so you might flash.
Exactly. It's smart to hit the open one too. You don't want to get
Right.
too cute with that red rock in the back of the house where you toss it a hair wide or dump it in a little bit and it ends up jamming and you give up 3 points. Hit the open one. Obviously, if you roll over or make the double, that's a bonus. But the key is here to make contact with that first one.
Yeah, it's a relatively safe shot. If you hit it a little too thick, you're going to roll over in that area, and the 2 isn't a given then.
Yeah, I'll make sure it's moving.
Only thing you don't want to do is be thin. The final stone of the 5th end for Sarah Anderson. In-turn Peel weight double. Little positive release on that one. Just ends up rolling out, but makes contact with the counter, and it'd be a draw for 2.
That was moving.
BriAnna Weldon.
That's a safe miss from Sarah. That's
Normal
we got to
outside
make
draw.
contact.
Right,
Let's
turn
make sure
draw.
we get it. get that one
No,
out.
I was thinking out turn, but you were already cleaning.
You can fill the out if you want. That's
Well,
fine.
I'm just thinking I have that yellow there,
yeah,
right?
out turn's great.
Okay. 80?
80.
Final stone of the 5th. BriAnna Weldon needing to get
Okay, 70.
8 foot, maybe just touch the
Do you
8
need
foot
it?
for a second point.
No.
Okay. Girl?
Asking if they need the backing, which they may right now. Comes right up to that yellow. And the backing helps. They do get their second point. Cuts the deficit to 9-5 after 5 ends of play.
Nice
Nice
judge.
throw.
Look at the other scores for tonight's draw. On sheet B, Barron Oldenburg leading Geving and Schuster 5-2 in the 5th. Hamilton and Hamilton 6-1 over Podol and Perry in the 5th on sheet D. And on sheet E, Taylor Anderson and Ben Richardson leading Regan and Todd Burr 4-3 in the 5th. Back to our feature game. Sarah Anderson, Andrew Stopera. Now using their power play with a 4-point lead in Hammer. 3 ends to play, and Jason, you expect an all-out attempt for a steal by Weldon and Franey. Just trying to get to a center guard, start out.
Yeah, they got to be looking at stealing multiple points here. You might even see 2 guards thrown, just to kind of set that
graphic. Up. Wow. Curling Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that scoreboard. Well done, gentlemen. We like that stuff. That scoreboard brought to you by Steve's Curling. No. Sarah playing the split, the chip on this center guard, trying to get it thin enough to not take it out of play. Looks like that may be leaving the premises. So that'll go back to where it was.
I think you were like just past center, just cross center line.
You saw the weight that Sarah threw there, Jason. That's a safe throw again. The last thing you'd want to do is be soft and end up over curling, tapping that rock up and leaving your own there.
Yeah, that smart miss is maybe overthrowing that just a hair, just to make sure. You'd hate to come up light or have it just curl up and slow down a little bit and tap them into the rings and help them with their steel case.
You did that. I watched it. They ran it and then they put it back.
Lots of weight and anything more nice, I guess.
Under?
I'd like to throw another guard.
Okay. Yeah. Hard steel. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get after it.
And you almost never see double centers in
97 on yours, by the
mixed
way.
doubles, intentional ones,
Yeah.
at least. So they're going to go right around.
With like a baby release.
Try to get into the top of the 4 foot
20?
behind the guard they just threw.
Yeah, you don't have many rocks. You throw the 2 centers, and all of a sudden you only have 3 left.
You've got 3 rocks left, yeah. Out turn for
10.
Franey.
What do you think?
It's all there.
Line's okay.
Stopera will assuredly be playing
Probably
the
coming to the
either
yellow.
peel
if it's
or
that
run
deep.
back on his first stone. So yeah, this one they're just letting it die.
Probably should have been on that one to get
Yeah,
it by that yellow one.
That's not a good spot
not
there.
ideal.
So maybe they were trying to throw a second center, or Franey may have seen where it was going to end up and just let it die.
Just too deep, sorry.
A little more.
Too deep, yeah. So they were throwing
Yeah,
a second center. It's the first time I know we've seen that this week. When you weren't already guarding a stone.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see it very often in mixed doubles. When you see people try different things, when you get down by so many points, you got to kind of mix it up, get out of that 4-foot game, just lobbing rocks into the 4-foot and make them look at something different.
Yeah.
I might have still slid at your original broomer tight out of the net.
Stopera with a little artistry, he says. Maybe didn't quite slide where he wanted to, but results based, as BriAnna said earlier.
That's a 4 out of 4 on the score sheet.
Like one more or under?
Same.
Okay, you know it.
Gonna throw another center guard, trying to give themselves something that they can use to steal. We're in simple execution mode now for Anderson and Stopera.
It's there.
Just make sure. Line's really good.
Yeah, Anderson Stopera not using this as a defensive tactic.
We'll settle in for a tight guard just off the center line. Steely gaze of Coach Mark Lazar. Look what he's thinking right now. When Ty said that Tucson's pizza was pretty good, might have to get there after the game. Right after I make that call for my 90% discount from Steve's Curling Supplies. Stopera playing the peel.
A lot of respect for those coaches, though. It's cold out there. They sit there game after game, and maybe they complain, but I don't hear any of it. At least from my coach, anyway.
Thank you.
And
Good.
Yeah.
That kind of curled more than I thought it was going to curl.
So things wide open in the center.
there's the coach of Weldon Franey, Joel Calhoun. Fun story about Joel. He picked me up from the airport one year when I played in the Hollywood Curling Spiel. Gave me a little tour of California before heading down to the event. Super great guy.
He looks like he's thinking about California sun right now.
He could be.
That freeze attempt from
Yeah.
Franey
just
doesn't
roll big
quite
the other way.
curl enough to get to that red stone, so this will be a hit and try to roll away
Whatever you want.
for Andrew Stopera. You like this rock, Smitty, when you hit and roll to be shot. If you can roll it to the back of the 4-foot on the opposite side or even back of the 8-foot full, there's no freeze to get shot after that.
Yeah, they just tried that freeze on that one around the corner. So you'd want this one to be shot rock, where they'd have to try a new line of freezing rather than throwing the same shot that they just attempted, where they may have now know where the broom is since they got to throw it once already.
Outturn for Stopera.
Weight's good.
All right, whoa, yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Curl.
Rolling away
Freeze,
won't be a
freeze,
problem here,
freeze,
looks
freeze,
like.
freeze.
Oh, now it's curling. Oh, leaves the pocket double. So a little misread there from Stopera calling to make it curl.
Control.
Whatever you see in.
Sorry.
Control.
Okay.
It's just high enough on that stagger that they can hit and roll to
Okay.
freeze on the
You like
corner,
it?
which would be better than the double, because then it's probably just a draw for the point still.
I think both will get the same result.
Pretty much.
In mixed doubles, there's no blank ends, so they're not going to, Anderson Stopera's
the
not going to
rock's
try and
really
pick
good.
that one
Half
out
a
for the
rock.
blank. They
Half a
would
rock.
try to draw for their point
Yep.
anyway.
You could throw normal too if you want. Probably it's actually probably that broom is normal.
That broom is normal?
Yeah,
All right, normal then.
you got it.
In turn, hit and roll for BriAnna Weldon with their final stone of the 6th.
Close. Whoa. Whoa. Girl.
Needs to come up a little bit. Looks like the double should be made.
Great shot by BriAnna.
They both go, so dealer's choice here for Sarah, whether she wants to draw or hit. I'd be expecting the draw, I think.
I would think so too, but you never know.
Good call.
Yeah.
Should we get a hog to hog? Let's get a hog to hog in this one.
Get that clock in
see
there.
See what these draws are running at.
Is that rock clock brought to us by anybody?
This
Curling Stadium. That's
Curling
what it is.
Stadium.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have any cool graphics coming off of this.
Final stone of the 6th. Sarah Anderson drawing to the 4-foot, trying to get their single point. Stopera on the broom, just cleaning for now. Now rock is still gliding. Needs to hit the brakes. That's still going. Really needs to stop now.
14-0.
And still looks to be red, and is. So just good enough. Single point and a 10-5 lead for Anderson and Stopera after 6 ends.
Stop.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
Seventh end of action, our feature matchup on sheet C. Sarah Anderson, Andrew Stopera leading BriAnna Weldon and Sean Franey 10-5.
Back 8.
Tyler George with 2001 Olympic Trials participant Jason Smith.
That was a great time.
Jason with the 5-point deficit now, obviously, for Weldon and Franey. You'd say the minimum that they can score in this end to feel like they have a chance to come back would be 3.
Did I just pick?
Yeah, they're shooting for a 3 this end, or more, of course. You know, that'll kind of keep the game rolling. If they get a deuce, I would guess they would probably still play the last end, just because you never know. It's curling. We all know what can happen in this game, and
Still needy?
Yeah, still in.
Weldon playing the outturn come around. Running a little bit on this line. Again, the quicker side going away in the odd ends. Still running straight, really not turning at all. So it's a come around draw on that stagger. It's a shot you actually do see every once in a while in the men's or women's game where you're using the rocks in the house on that stagger as guards.
Yeah,
One of the toughest draws in curling.
absolutely. We'll get a time going this way now just to see the speed difference in the ice.
Little heavy.
Line's okay.
T-line.
Okay, curl then.
I just wanted to stop.
This out turn
Where?
T.
freeze from Stopera.
Straight.
I think we just let it sit.
Straight.
14-5 should be all there.
Straight side.
It's probably
Yeah,
back
good.
4, back 8.
Yeah, we saw
Much
the
weight.
14 in the previous
Just back
end, though,
4,
ended
back
up
8.
full back 8, and that 14.5 you can see skated, maybe a foot or two lighter than that one. So it's
Good.
it's a good,
14
half a quarter second to a half second slower, going that other direction.
So I think
And
you
we're
should
not
tighten
quite
up even more.
up to the speed that we saw in earlier draws today, too.
Like the A?
The 4th draw of the day,
Yeah.
that does tend to be the case where the ice starts to get a little
Just want to
soft
get a
late.
little low on that if we can.
And this is the last 4 draw day, unless there's a tiebreaker tomorrow, in which case there will be 4 draws again. But if you're going to see the ice
5-0.
get a little soft and a little bit slower
Hard.
on a 4-game day, it's going to be in the
Hard
final
line.
game.
Yeah,
Hard straight.
absolutely. With people out there all day long, the club warms up
Hard
and gets the
straight.
ice a little softer.
Roll it
This
off.
one's going to wreck the guard.
Yep.
And Sean Olison and his crew done a remarkable job with the ice,
Look,
being
we
so
got
consistent throughout the week so
I thought
far.
I was sliding
The
fast.
fluctuation in speed hasn't
it
been
was.
more than maybe 3/4 of a second at its slowest to the fastest the entire week, except for a couple of runs that were lightning fast on some straight paths.
Yeah, we're very grateful to have Sean and his team as our ice makers, or as the head ice makers for USA Curling. They do a great job. USA Curling throws them a ton of curveballs, like having a men's and women's national championship in a mall, and then a few weeks later you're here at a fantastic curling club. So they see the spectrum from both sides, where you get a great environment here, as maybe not the best conditions in a mall in New Jersey.
Okay.
Halfway tight.
Curl if you can.
Stopera playing the out turn draw,
Curl if you can.
trying to at least get to
Curl.
that port,
Hard.
take the
Hard.
hole away.
Hard. Good.
That will do.
Nothing there to clear those reds, so probably have to move some guards around now.
Hung out there for the longest time.
Never ideal to be playing your opponent's guard back into your opponent's stone when you have hammer and you're trying to score multiple points, but really not much option for Weldon and Franey right now. That draw coming up short on the previous throw kind of put them in this position.
Yeah, they have to get that middle open up so they can get some rocks in there. This is the only way to be able to do that, is by eliminating a couple of these front ones.
Sweep if you can.
Gonna get some action off these stones, and they all
Thanks,
move.
Sarah.
Great shot by Sean there,
coming
opening the
off.
front up.
We guard or we can just hit.
At the very least, now they have an opportunity to try to make those yellows count. I think Stopera's probably throwing a bomb here and trying to
Yeah.
get both of those reds moving,
It's fine. I can make this though.
or get those yellows moving, I should say.
Like that?
Yeah. Definitely gonna be useful.
I did not go colorblind after 10, 11 games. Still can tell which is which. Good thing I got this Diet Dr. Pepper here to keep me alert
That's a
late in this game.
key ingredient to be a great broadcaster. Looks like they're just picking the back one here.
Yeah, they think they can get both with this. Even if you stick it, it might play into a jam with those two reds too if they try to double after. Stopera taking the ice out of it, just throwing it hard. And nice shot by
Sorry to
Andrew.
get
Really
you
well
there,
done.
but it's like I know, I tried to slow both down.
Yeah, how much weight?
Back 4, back 8.
He's throwing very well today on those hits.
Yeah.
Keeping things clean.
Yeah, but now that we're a bunch of games in this event, people are getting dialed in with how rocks are going to run and kind of every path. You may not see all of them in a single game, but over a course of many games, you can kind of see those paths and get comfortable throwing those.
Where do you want it to go? Nose?
just a hair low.
Okay.
But yeah, nose is okay.
Okay.
Looks like about a back 8 tap here. Sean's trying to attempt to separate those red ones a little bit, give them something to freeze to possibly with their next one.
Yeah, really not much
Whoa!
of a chance to get more than one unless you move these stones. Try to stay on the nose of the higher one.
Line's
It's
good.
to go to get there now, too.
Straight.
Over curling just a little bit. Pretty good shot. They are sitting 2.
If you want to make them throw it.
I think we guard.
Okay.
I think we let them throw it.
Okay.
I think that's probably the right call here.
Make sure you guard this inside.
You could
Yeah,
clear the
that's
yellow
fine.
with
Okay,
peel,
let's do it. Right here.
but you're sitting 2 already, so you're essentially saying if we throw a good guard, they're playing the angle run in for 2.
Yeah, very, very true there. It's
the toughest score if it's a good
Try to
guard.
give you a nice 2.5, 3.
What?
Try to give you a nice 2.5, 3.
Yeah. If you're
in
top
these situations
12,
you don't necessarily
Yeah,
want to
that's okay.
make the shot for your opponent either.
Not
So
quite
she's
that
going to
easy.
throw a guard up there and make her make something.
Yeah, line is most important.
Sarah Anderson throwing her final stone in the 7th. Anywhere on the line that
I have like
takes
top
away
12.
Okay.
that
Wait.
extremely
wait.
short run in.
Where?
Top 12 tights. Tights.
You don't want it in the rings on this shot. Does need to curl a little though.
Girl!
It should be good enough.
Good.
Line looks good.
Yeah, the shooter might spill in, just hitting that just off nose, but they are looking
Right.
at the
Sure.
angle run in.
Good judge on that. Good judge.
It's pretty close to half. Right. Oh, too far. Right
Which
there's
one
your
would you
contact
prefer
point.
here, Jason? If you thought that shooter would spill into the house, or if you could nose and get shot either way,
Jesus Christ.
just off nose.
With a 9 or 9.5?
Huh?
9.
Whatever you like, 9 or 10. Doesn't
Okay,
matter.
it'll probably be a 9.
9's good. Okay, so yeah, then I think just outside edge here.
Okay.
I think she has the
Kinda
right
edge
idea
it.
here. You got to make sure you
Yeah.
throw it hard enough where you can get both of those rocks out of the 4-foot.
Yeah, the softer you throw it, the less margin for error you have on where you can hit that yellow stone in the top of the 4-foot. So this will be an angle run in turn for BriAnna Weldon, trying to
You got it.
get there too. Cut this deficit to 3 with one end to play.
Certainly makeable. Not easy, but it is makeable.
It's lined up well to make it. Doesn't mean it's easy, but the angles play into it well. Last rock, 7th end.
She makes it pretty section.
Close. Whoa. Close. Girl. Oh, jeez. Don't worry, Sean.
That does not curl up enough. So that will be a steal of 2 and a 12-5 final. Anderson and Stopera get the victory.
Hey, good girl, good luck.
I'm not going to say I like you more than Taylor, but we didn't beat you, so.
So you're kinder?
Weldon and Franey take the L, but complimentary in the defeat. And a big win for Stopera and Anderson. Smitty now getting to 4-2 in the standings and putting themselves in very good position for a playoff push going into the final round robin game.
Yeah, also keeping themselves out of the mess. You know, there could be a pretty big tiebreaker in that pool. So they're, I believe, a game up on that now. So that's good for
Oh,
them.
no, we're going to miss it completely.
So we take a look around and see where our scores are at, because the results on these other sheets will have major playoff implications with all these teams tied up. And on sheet B in the final end, Barron Oldenburg leading Geving and Schuster 7-3. That's a big result for this group. Sheet D, Hamilton and Hamilton 7-4 leading over Podol and Perry. And Anderson Richardson, after trailing 3-0, run off 9 straight to win on sheet E. And again, on our feature sheet, Sarah Anderson, Andrew Stopera with a 12-5 victory over BriAnna Weldon and Sean Franey. We will be back again tomorrow morning with our feature matchup. Nickel and Nickel taking on Farrell and Thurston, back on sheet C here. So for Tyler George and Jason Smith, thank you for watching. We will see you 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning.
And he was like, man, we'd like to thank our sponsors. This outturn is brought to you by